This is Michael Bass. He is an attorney in New York State. He was the attorney for one of the victims of the criminal conspiracy involving Cuyahoga County, Lee Enterprises, and the Auburn Police Department. Michael Bass was in the City of Auburn courtroom and listened when Judge John Bodeman, Republican out of Cuyahoga County, admitted to being in a conspiracy with a Lee Enterprises lawyer, unknown if it was Asterd, a Lee Enterprises lawyer, on how they are going to illegally and feloniously withhold exculpatory evidence from the client of Michael Bass, the victim in this specific case. This is not the same criminal conspiracy involving those three entities as the criminal conspiracy to terrorize and rob a pregnant female of money. That is a different conspiracy, but the same corrupt players in Lee Enterprises, Cuyahoga County, and the City of Auburn are involved. They are both victims. There is the victim in the City of Auburn courtroom, where John Bodeman and his witnesses all conspired to further the federal felony conspiracy. And then there was another conspiracy where the City of Auburn, Lee Enterprises, and Cuyahoga County chose to attempt to steal from a pregnant woman. That's right, that criminal conspiracy was run out of Auburn, New York, and the headquarters of Lee Enterprises. The Lee Enterprises Board of Directors is fully on board with trying to steal that money. The Lee Enterprises Board of Directors and Mary Junk both authorized Rick Emanuel to commit crimes such as perjury in the New York State Department of Labor to further their attempts to rob and terrorize that pregnant woman. The shocking story is the City of Auburn, Cuyahoga County, and Lee Enterprises had one story for the Department of Labor, and then they completely changed the story in the City of Auburn court, and hundreds of pages of documents were illegally withheld by Judge John Bodeman, Cuyahoga County, right, and Lee Enterprises. They all of these groups knew that they couldn't get a conviction honestly, legally, morally, or ethically. So Cuyahoga County, the City of Auburn, and Lee Enterprises said, we are going to become criminals in a felonious federal criminal conspiracy. And they did. They did. Yes. John Bodeman lied to a jury. John Bodeman withheld evidence. John Bodeman tampered with evidence. John Bodeman coached witnesses to lie to a jury. John Bodeman coached Lee Enterprises employees who flew into New York to lie to a jury. That's the facts. Rick Emanuel, these two right there. Yes, criminals. Those two right there. Rick Emanuel spoke of Detective Doug Parker to the Department of Labor. That guy, Rick Emanuel, lied to the Department of Labor and started throwing around names like Detective Doug Parker in the Lee Enterprises attempts to terrorize and steal from a pregnant woman, a former employee. That's what Rick Emanuel did. He fired a person, and then he lied to the Department of Labor in order to steal the insurance benefits money. There he is, criminal, homosexual, crook, perjurer. Did billionaire David Hoffman know about the felony conspiracy? Probably not. David Hoffman, did you know you bought into a crooked company who is involved in a criminal conspiracy to uphold the crimes involving tampering with evidence, obstruction, right? Federal crimes. Yes, There they are. That's the list. The list right there is an old list. That is not a new list. If you could go down that list, all those people knew about the federal felony conspiracy. All those people chose to ignore the federal felony conspiracy. All those people, Auburn cops, Lee Enterprises, Cuyahoga County, chose to further the federal felony conspiracy with that guy, terrorist John Budeman. He's a liar. He's a criminal. He's a thief. He tried stealing from a pregnant woman with Lee Enterprises and with that guy. Also, with the Lee Enterprises CEO, Mary Junk. That's right. She was involved in the federal felony conspiracy with that guy, right? His name is in the papers. And who has the papers? DCOM 20. That's right. DCOM 20 has all the papers that guy illegally withheld in a felony conspiracy with not that guy. Shit. Rest in peace, Nicole. We don't know what happened to you, lovely.